Om Sri Sai Ram. लागे लगन मुझे साई दरस की आस निरंतर साई चरण की प्यास बुझा दो जन्म जन्म की प्यास बुझा दो जन्म जन्म की साई घन श्यामा साई घन श्यामा साई घन श्यामा साई घन श्यामा ओ भगवान ओ भगवान अरज सुनो मेरे साई भगवान। ओम श्री साई राम। Some 10 days before, a relation of mine, a Sai student, who is actually younger brother of my son-in-law, they came to Puttaparthi for Swami Darshan during Dasara, and they visited us for some hours. They have a small 5 years old daughter, and mother tells me, uncle, one day this girl, she comes back from her school. She is in KG, of course, in Hyderabad. And being a Sai student, their entire family, they are devotees of more than 4-5 decades. But the mother, the girl is, though not from Sai family as such or Sai devotee as such, she has all the qualities of a Sai devotee. And but they are not deeply into it like today's modern youth. They believe in Swami, they pray to Swami, they are in touch with Swami, everybody individually. But because of the demands of this modern age, everybody is busy in his life, especially in metros, earning and accumulating and spending whatnot. That is the normal life. Nobody can blame anybody on that. This girl comes from school. Now she is 5 years, and this happened according to mother, I think 1.5 year before. This is even 3.5 or so. She comes back crying from the school, shedding tears, crying. I want to see Satya Sai Baba live. When will he come? I want to see Satya Sai Baba. I want to see Swami. This is pining for God. I said, now you have given me more confidence that Swami has to come. He has to manifest. This is the warmth of an innocent child of love. Warmth of love. Tears. Coming back from his school, there has no Balvikas or nothing. Nobody is devotee in that school, English medium school. They would not even know Swami. What vision she must have got, she cannot explain. She was 3.5, 4 years that point in time. And she comes crying, literally, shedding tears, with only one prayer, one demand: I want to see Satya Sai Baba. When will Swami come? This is that could attract and compel the cosmic consciousness. Swami says, my heart is like a butter, little warmth of love. There is another noble soul, my neighbor, my beloved Gupta ji. He is living in the same complex where I am living presently in Puttaparthi. He is above 80, 84, 85. He goes for morning walk every day. Nobody can beat him in that brisk walk. No one, even young students cannot. He is devotee of Shirdi Sai. He came to Parthi some years back. The daughters and all in Singapore, they all are devotees. But he was not direct devotee. He never had that interaction with Swami personal. When I told him that Swami has come and he is here and he has to manifest, he believed it without questioning. Very pure, noble soul. He did not argue on that. He accepted that. And can you believe, now it is nearly 3 years. Every morning he says, he revealed to me that he chants only one mantra. Bhagwan, Ajao. Swami, you have to come back. Please come, Swami. He tells something in his Punjabi language that God, you have to come, you have to come. He's chanting this mantra every morning, nearly 40 minutes, 45 minutes brisk walk. Only one thought, one prayer, that too loudly. He keeps chanting, he says. No God can resist that. And I feel shocked when some so-called close proximity devotees, they don't want to believe that Swami is coming back. As if they don't want Swami to come back. Really. One of my close known persons, a lady in Mumbai, she treats us as brother. She's like sister to us. She rang me up after maybe 25, 30 years after listening to my videos through somebody. She said, Bhaiya, wow, beautiful. And I said, where are you? She said, I'm in Mumbai. Yes, I know, but you are not come to Puttaparthi or a devotee. No, now I'm so happy to know that Swami is coming back. I want to see Swami, have his darshan. I say, 30 years, you know that I am here, Swami is here, you never came. When Swami was here, you never came. You came maybe in 75 or so, 77. After that, you have not come. And you know, we all are here. My elder brother, Jana, we all are here like a family. And now she says, now she is waiting for Swami to come. Oh. Swami wants pure devotion. If you need me, you deserve me. But if you love me, truly, actually, you need not even need me. I am there always. He has to manifest. He doesn't have to come or go. He has to just manifest, appear and reappear. He says not once, even twice, thrice, as many times as you want. But you have to make him feel that you actually need him. You can't play tricks with this God at least. No stunts with him. I mentioned in my talk in Religion of Love series, Swami used to tell boys, don't do stunts with me. Dandi Kachosinanu has seen many and come, many have gone. It is very difficult, Swami once told me, and he gave me the official interview in 1983, for people who work around him, with him, Swami will not allow them to see his true divinity. He will behave with them so human, even sometimes so ignorant, and sometimes so unintelligent. that it is hard for anyone to believe that he is God. Krishna never concealed his divinity. Rama never revealed his divinity. But this God conceals and reveals his divinity simultaneously by the same action with the same group of people. One person will, by the same act, feel that Swami knows nothing, he has to be informed. With the other person, he will say, he will make him feel that I know you since ages. That is what he told me when he gave me that official interview. I said, Swami, this Colonel Jogarao sir and Indulal Shah sir said that you will not know me. He said, they know nothing, I know you since ages. But he will act in front of them, oh, so you are Harish Thakur. That is how this is. He told one in I have mentioned that he does dramas, he's acting. Every moment it will change his body expression, his eyebrows, everything. One should know how to deal with this divine God. Only with love. When you love him intensely. But officially he will act like that. You did not inform me. How do I know? He will ask. He will make you feel that he depends upon you. Once in Dharmakshetra, I remember we all were sitting in that big prayer hall, not Satyadeep. That is a different when he gave the interview to me and to group of Sevadals in Satyadeep. But here we were all in the big prayer hall. Now it is all well. Those days there were 1 or 2 photographs and we used to conduct bhajans, big bhajans sometimes. So Swami came and all were there and we requested Swami, please give discourse, please talk to us. मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ, मेरी चाबी इंदुलाल शाह के पास है. इंदुलाल शाह बोलेगा तो मैं डिस्कोर्स देता हूँ. इंदुलाल शाह sir was there. And this God behaves as if he depends or he is waiting from instructions from A, B or C or to be informed. In Puttaparthi, there was a common thing I used to hear. If anybody asks anything about Swami, Colonel Jogarao, whatever he says, Swami will say yes. So he knows better than anybody else. This is the situation he creates. It is not their fault. Not at all. They are sages. They have their own divine experiences. They are Rishi Munis come to work with him. But he, like Narayana put Narada also in Maya, isn't it? So he creates that Maya amongst his close ones with whom he has to work officially. He creates that Maya that they fail to see through the game. Maybe inside their hearts they know, but at least outside I asked many very, very close who used to eat with Swami every day and deal with Swami every day officially. They would not go beyond this, that Swami is some saint with this miraculous power. They can't go beyond because Swami will not allow them to go beyond. Because then he will not be able to function with them. That is why he told me, you don't be my official. Because I become his staff means I will eat his head every day morning. So he has different role play for everybody. This God conceals and reveals. He himself told divinity simultaneously so well that the Russian scientist who came to see around Swami, he said it is not that he is revealing or he is exhibiting his powers. The truth is that he is concealing, he is hiding his powers. He is not showing even one bit of it. He is one of the greatest scientists who developed that camera which can catch the magnetic powers and aura around any personality. He said, I have spoken in front of presidents and Queen Elizabeth, but when I speak in front of Swami, my body is shaking. And I am putting my reputation in risk, but I declare with all the confidence, he is beyond human comprehension. The rays coming out from his being are so powerful, so intense, so pure, so divine, that they go beyond the range of any instrument that I have created or even my own eyes. I can see aura around any person, but they go beyond. And every morning when he comes for darshan, he is actually giving us a spiritual bath. He is putting a shower of His grace upon each and every devotee. And He's taking, not only that He is giving bath, He is rubbing us, He is scrubbing us with His soap and everything. He's taking back all negativity, all the black aura from our bodies. So every darshan is a spiritual bath, shower for us. That is why Swami used to say, don't take for granted my darshans. Even my glimpse is enough to give you liberation. And that is why this God has declared. He did everything properly. God is never in a hurry, but He's always on time. Even before this, all commercial activities like hospitals and big NRIs coming and a big trust and all that happened during 90s afterwards. He set his foundations on strong this. He declared his mission in uncertain terms, that he has come to raise the human consciousness to the next level of awareness. Because till that is done, nothing else will work. No, any number of discourses, any number of free hospitals or institutes, they will not work. We know it, we all know, let us be honest. Who can claim that his heart or her heart is lit with His love, the universal love, in spite of being His closest devotee for decades? Because this game is different. It is not our fault also, none of us. This game is different. Now this is a turning point in the evolution of human race. And that is why at this junction, this avatar has come. He's taken upon himself this responsibility because no lesser authority can do it. Even Lord Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara cannot do. What legacy we are going to take forward? We can take forward these institutes and trust and organization, Manchidi, that is good. But they are incidental. They are in small byproducts. The main mission is yet to begin, he told me. And he is actually going to light each and every heart with lamp of his love. His love. Not our love. Our love is not love at all. Universal love. Then we shall be able to play the game what he wants us to play. Next level. This will be evolution of the entire mankind. Man's extremity is God's opportunity. Today the man has gone to cross the limits of breaching every moral law, every ethical law in every field, even among so-called saints and spiritual persons. That is why Swami told R.K. Karanja, if I start killing Ravana and Kansas, nobody will be spared. Because these evil forces of Ravana and Kansas, they have captured the minds and hearts of the entire humanity. They are functioning through each and every human being. We have been programmed through centuries to compete, to calculate. How can calculating and competing and judgmental minds ever love? Love is giving, forgiving. So he has to uplift. This game has to change. You can't play the game of billiards with the rules of cricket. Both may have ball and stick. But cricket is cricket. It is to be played in dust, in hot sun, in open ground. Billiards in air condition, in table, and with the complete suit and everything. A sophisticated game. He has changed the game. He has to. And he alone can do it. He has already declared out of mercy that I will do it single-handedly because he knows he alone can do it. No lesser authority can even support him or help him in that. He gives us these chances, as he told me in the interview, do my work, I will take care of your work. But he did not say, if you do my work, then I will take care of your work. Unconditional love. But he makes us feel as if we are his partners in his glory, in his mission. He gives us that chance. He wants us to feel that we are his prince. But this is the huge step in the evolution of entire human race, human mind. Not only human, he has revealed that entire creation will be on the next level. He alone can do, because he is the master maker of every human art, every human mind. He is the mastermind. जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय.